Perfect Talk is what it do. It's your guy DJ Playboy back with another episode of the Perfect Talk podcast, but it's the Halloween edition. Yeah, that's right. Happy Halloween, everybody out there. Be safe trick-or-treating. On this episode, we got to talk about Kim Kardashian. She got a male nanny to watch her kids. What's going on out there? Also, Jonathon Majors, his ex-girlfriend, was charged with assault, but charges were quickly dropped. Also, The Rock got a wax figure out there in France, but it's looking less like Dwayne Rock Johnson and more like Vin Diesel. Lil Wayne got one too, looking crazy out here. And also, we got to talk about the FDA putting a ban on hair straightener because it's making people sick out on these streets, man. We got to talk about that and what it's doing to the community. Happy Halloween. It's Perfect Talk, baby. What's good, y'all? It's your man DJ Playboy back with another episode of the Perfect Talk podcast. And I'm in the building, usually rocking solo, dolo, but not this week. I'm back on my dog, my guy, my partner, Spec. What it do, brother?
Yes, sir. It was good, man. Happy to be back on the show.
What's going on, man? Happy Halloween. It's that time of year.
It's that time of year. Couple more days.
Your little one, is he trick-or-treating age yet or nah?
No, yeah, he been trick-or-treating the past couple years.
Okay.
I don't take him. I don't participate in those festivities.
It's a lot this time of year, bro. It's like I think we've done 2 Halloween events and it's not even the day of yet. You know what I'm saying?
We got mad flyers for like 5 different events, all before Halloween.
Yeah,
like
I'm not mad at it, bro, because I remember there was a point when I was like, damn, what am I? You know, when my kid there was this point where she was too young to do anything. I really enjoyed it, and then it was like we were transitioning to like she was hearing about it, so she was getting excited, and I'm like, what the hell are we gonna do? Like, I'm looking at, and now I'm like, we got too many activities to do. Like, it's too much, and I feel like you got to get your kid multiple costumes because then you can't social media stunt. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't show up the costume before Halloween and everybody debuting theirs on Halloween. So I feel like you got to have like an alternate, like a B, and then you bring out the A one on the day.
Yeah, Aaron got he got 2 only because the first one that he got is too bulky. Like, he's having a class party.
Okay.
And the costume that he has is too bulky.
What is it?
For him. It's like a alien. It looks like an alien is carrying him. So it's like this big looks like two people.
Yeah.
And so
I think I see. Okay, I see.
He can't be in class because he can't even sit down in the thing or nothing like that.
That's the trick or treating one.
That's the trick or treating one.
Okay. And then what's the class? You class
and
one.
And then he's a ninja.
Ninja
for the class one.
She did the Dragon Queen or something like that, but then she done went and bought a tiara. She done made her own thing, her own remix. I'm like, hey, if you like it, I love it.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? I'm a multiple costume guy. You know what I'm saying? Which is funny. But like, if I gotta take her to these things, I want to rock a mask or something like that. And I was like, I gotta break it out the night. You know what I'm saying? I gotta have some costume changes.
I can't even remember the last time I dressed up for Halloween.
I was never a fan of Halloween at all. I was never really into. I thought it was.
I'm trying to if I even did it in college. I find it hard to believe that I didn't dress up at least once, but knowing me,
I feel like we went out around Halloween.
I
don't know if we dressed
probably
up.
Went
out. But I don't know if we were part of the dress because you didn't have to. You didn't have to really dress up to like get into a party or anything like that. So but now that I do it with my kid, I definitely I'm rocking the multiple costumes. I'm trying to just do it as I don't know. I'm trying to enjoy the festivities. You know what I mean? Do it. So with that being said, let me throw on my costume for this year. You know what I'm saying? Have you been rocking out? Hold on, I'm about to drop my mic. Have you been rocking out with us since last? You've been here for over a year, rocking out with Perfect Talk, right?
I don't know if it's been a year.
Nah, it had to be because we started like last summer. I feel like
really.
I want to say because I feel like I remember barbecues.
I thought it was
that weren't this past summer,
but I could be bugging.
Yeah, I could. Nah, definitely has to be over a year because I remember making covers and thumbnails, and it was like over probably a year ago. But
that's crazy.
I was trying to think if we was doing this last Halloween or not, but. Let's kick it off the right way.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And rock it, you know what I'm saying, with some costumes. I got my Batman, you know what I'm saying, mask on. Let me see what we got for Spec back here. Spec hasn't seen this yet. We're going to debut it. Oh, is that ain't that. Oh.
In the brown paper bag.
Brown paper.
Let's see what we got.
It's hard to breathe in this bag.
Okay.
Wait. Before you show him, hit him with a little impression. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, you know who I am.
Hit him with the
Macho
Man. I don't know if you gotta cut that
Randy
out.
Savage.
Macho Man was that dude, right?
Throwback. An
What?
Ultimate Warrior.
I was gonna say Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man.
I don't know who this girl, Sasha Banks. She must be new.
Yeah, she definitely knew. She black?
Nah, she look exotic.
I know Ric Flair daughter's a pretty big deal now.
Oh yeah, I like her.
Hit him with the Macho Man.
Yeah.
Cream of the crop. You know what I mean? Okay. He ready to podcast now.
That's what I'm saying.
He ready to podcast now.
Yes, sir.
Yo, I haven't seen Spec in a while, man. Catching up with Spec.
Let's go, brother.
This is a personal one though, man. I was saving this story for next time I seen you. So one day I was driving around. It was a point, I want to say, right before like school started and fall started, where I was in the repair shop with my car. You know, sometimes just be back-to-back things. It don't be nothing particular, but it just be something happening. And I remember I had just gotten like the radiator, the whole heating joint fixed. And I'm driving and I'm hearing sounds. I'm hearing the sound and like I'm kicking up rocks. And they was doing all types of construction out here. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, maybe it's just I'm going over the construction stuff and the rocks are getting stuck. But you know, you could tell something up, but you kind of talking yourself out of it.
Right.
So yeah, that's what I was doing for like a few weeks. Long story short,
I'm just hearing.
So then my daughter started school, right? And you know, I'm picking her up off the bus. And I drove my car one day to get off the bus, and this dude, random dude, I seen him before. I seen him a couple times fixing like his car or just fixing cars. And I remember particularly thinking in my head the way he picked a bad spot to do it. It was like dangerous.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, my man's wilding out. He risking it all just to, you know what I'm saying, do some car repairs. So he had like got my attention. And he says, yo, you got something under your car. And I'm like, oh, okay. Now it all makes sense. The sounds I've been hearing, da-da-da-da-da. But I'm like, what I got under my car? He can't really tell me.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, so he got, he Latino. So he's got like an accent, you know what I'm saying? And he's, you know, he's like, yeah, you got like plastic, you know what I'm saying? It was, come to find out it was the heat shield, you know what I'm saying? But he's like, yeah, you know, you got plastic or something out of there. And he's like, let me show you. And like he jacks the car up, you know what I mean? And he shows me. So then he's like, I can fix it for you. You know what I'm saying? He's like, give me $30. I can fix it for you, right? And then you just drove on my block, so you know how it is right here. You know there's like a busier street going that way, and this is like the calmer of the two. So we on the calmer of the two. He's like, pull over to the corner. Pull over on this block. On this corner right here. And I'm in my head like, well, we right. Why would that be here? We right. You know what I'm saying? We had a nice good spot where I pulled over to begin with. But I'm like, all right, cool. And he's talking, and you know, I'm trying to explain this in the most PC kind of way, but you know, like it's somebody from a different country, English, not their first language, so their English is broken, and they, you know, the way they pronounce the words, a little mumbled and everything. But then I'm starting to pick up his mannerisms is kind of little like blank man.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, that's not his accent I'm hearing. That's how he's pronouncing the. But he English is a second language. But combine that with a little bit of blank man. Yeah. So I'm picking up on all these things as it's going on. And you know, your gut start talking to you. Yeah. So my girl had come down because like I said, my kid was coming off the bus, and my girl came down to get my kid, and then I was like, yo, run back to the crib. Bring me back $30 so I could, you know, pay my man. So he could do what he's doing. But so he pulls it on the corner, he jacks it up. But this is school buses are coming, you know what I'm saying? It's that time of day.
Right, busy.
Yeah, my man right there on the busy street jacking it up. Like, dude, and I'm just like, yo, bro, I got a parking lot where we could take this to. And you know what I'm saying? But he, you know what I'm saying? He kind of like fast talking. Like, yo, no, I got you. I'm gonna get you out of here, Poppy. Da-da-da-da. And then he just, Yo, and then it was finally at one point where he had did something, and I'm like, yo, he gonna die out here, and that's gonna be on my watch. And I was like, no, it was, you know what it was? He was like, he pulled it up, and he was like, yo, all I gotta do is like zip tie it, because I think that's all they do. Even when I took it to the mechanic, they just zip tie it back up to make sure it doesn't come back down or whatever. but he couldn't find his zip ties. He started kind of like getting nervous. Like so, like his man, he was going back and forth. He was looking. He's like, just wait. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna pay you the 30 that I would have paid you to do it. Just bring my car down. You know what I'm saying? Just bring my car down. And he was like, you sure? I was like, yeah, just bring it. I got a mechanic. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I gave him the 30 because you know why? I didn't feel bad paying it. I wouldn't have, I'm sure other people seen it and nobody said nothing to me.
Right.
You know, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I was like, yo, find this fee. You know what I'm saying? You let me know. But I'm good on the repair, bro. I'm 100% good on the repair.
Let me get this tree branch holding shit up.
It was. I think he would have. If it would have came down to it, he would have did a good job. But it was one of them times where you got to listen to your gut.
Yeah.
Your gut done told. You know what I'm saying? And I'm turning 40 next year. I can't not listen to my gut at this point in my life. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, nah, this ain't gonna work out. He might fuck something up. You know what I'm saying? I got nothing to show and prove that it was him.
Right.
I was like, nah, just bring it. You know what I mean? Like it's all good, bro. But that shit was just really. It was an example of trust your gut. Trust your gut because you fuck around and you find yourself in a position, man. But what we got going on this week, Spec? Let's take it to Plicker Spotlight story, man. That's when I take a story in the news, might be the biggest story, might be a little story and shine some light on it. This one was, it was a little one with a big star. And that star is Kim Kardashian. You know what I'm saying? You know, the $1 billion lady herself. Came out, I'm assuming this was on the show, the Hulu show that they got going on. Came out and said that she once was known as a Nanny, to be a male influence to the kids in the house. So that's a male nanny.
Oh, okay, yeah, a nanny.
A nanny. You got me, yeah. Not a female nanny, but specifically wanted to be a male nanny because she wants to make sure that she has that male influence. She says, it's really hard for me to be strict and to discipline a lot. My parents weren't strict at all, and sometimes because I'm really busy, it'd be amazing if I had a partner who would tap me out and take over and handle it. But, it can't happen like that. And then she said her household is and even her family is very female dominated. So she recently hired a nanny. I really wanted a male around that would be picking them up and taking them to sports, and I was scared out of my mind to tell their dad that. So like, knee-jerk reaction is like
trying to get some D.
Trying to get some, maybe that, right? Maybe that. I think Kim Kardashian, because of how famous she is, you get all her thoughts in these clips and headlines. Mm-hmm. And you can really paint her to sound like the dumbest person ever on earth. Because when I heard her, I'm like, I would never trust a random dude to watch honestly, you might be the only dude I think I would trust to watch my kid. Mm-hmm. And you know what I mean? Like, you're kind of like family. Right. You know what I'm saying, at this point. But even, I can just never imagine purpose. Like, I would have to be in a situation where I'm in a jam, nobody else around to watch a kid. You gotta really trust this person. Would you hire a nanny? I would always go out of my way to find a female.
Okay.
Every time, 100%. It's just, I just feel like you just setting your kid up for molestation, just setting them up with a dude. You know what I'm saying? It's just because I don't feel like you hear that about female. You hear maybe female teachers doing it. But I don't think you really hear about these babysitters. And in my head, if I ever hear about a male,
I'm sure they do it, but
you don't hear about it as much.
Right.
It's not reported.
I mean, it's not probably something that happens too often, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I just feel like if you go out of your way and get a male, nanny,
it's different.
You're asking for it. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't. I think males are good. And I think I took more time and thought about what she said, and I was like, I kind of get it, because in my head I was like, just why wouldn't you just have Kanye do that? Like Kanye.
Well, he's not around, I would assume.
I don't think he's all right in the head either.
Both of those things.
Yeah, and I think they've come to terms with that on their own terms. You know what I'm saying? Because in my head, I'm like, well, he's not allowed to be around the kids, so it's like, why wouldn't you want him to kind of be that? But he's not there all the time.
Right, obviously. So it sounds like this is like an everyday type of thing that she's looking for.
And who knows what his availability is in terms of that. But it just seems like, so I get where she's coming from, but it's like, I don't want the nanny to discipline my kid.
But that's where I was just about to go. Like, what she stated, is one thing when your partner is in the household and tap you out. I'm gonna take over. I'm gonna put these kids in their place.
It's their kid,
right? It's their kid. But I mean, in this instance, I don't know that I really see the benefit of having the male, because I'm sure she doesn't really want this male disciplining her children. And so I don't know what real purpose he serves.
How hard could he go in? It's a conflict of interest.
Right. That's what I'm like, I don't want to get fired.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's paying him well.
He can't discipline like he disciplines his kids. So what? And that's the purpose. You want that male influence that would discipline
and
him.
her kids are old enough that they know he ain't gonna do nothing to me. They'll probably
the little one is wild.
Yeah.
Saint, I think that's his name or something like that. Yo, he don't care about the cameras. He like, yo, I run the show, cameras on, cameras off.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
he
never watched the show.
He be flipping off the cameras, paparazzi and all, like, you know what I'm saying? So, but I don't know if a nanny's gonna correct that. He gonna walk all over that dude.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And then you gotta worry about, is this dude doing it for clout? Is this dude doing it to get at Kim? Right. To get close to Kim? You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a weird precedent, but as someone in the same position who I share a kid with someone who I don't know is necessarily the best person to teach them all the rules and, you know what I mean, rights from wrongs and everything of life, she might feel the same way. And maybe she's tired of jumping in relationships or even asking her date whoever she's dating at the time to fall into that role.
Right.
I can see that. You know what I'm saying? So it was easy, like, knee-jerk reaction to kind of get at her, but I get where the need comes from. It's just I don't know if that's the place to find it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because it's literally like, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't, in my mind, I don't see how it works. I get what she's trying to do. I just don't see how it really works.
But and I guess
because kids aren't stupid. They know that you ain't gonna do nothing to me. I ain't listening to you.
No, but I guess Kanye's cool with it. From this article I'm looking at in People, I guess Kanye played basketball with him, and he's seen the I guess the son Saint kind of like while I had an interaction with the nanny, and he goes to the nanny and he says, "Hey, if you're gonna help raise my son." Because I guess he handed the ball really easily to him. He said, don't do it like that. Have him get it himself. You know what I'm saying? And some of the rules that he would want. So Kanye's trying to, you know what I'm saying, at least put the ground rules down. But yeah, it's a weird precedent to ever. Even a stepdad situation is weird. So I think who is this guy? He's like, why are you here? Why are you...
Right, and the stepdad lives there.
It makes more
that's
sense
still
for a stepdad.
weird.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
You know, so a random.
He an employee. Why is he talking right now? You know what I'm saying? But it was just something I think is a conversation piece or something. And
interesting.
Yeah, I want to see how it works out. And also, I think she thinks that a male is going to be great for her son. I think she has 2 sons, right? So, but I think a male is also maybe even more beneficial to daughters. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like how you'd want a male to treat your daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like just being that male influencer to keep her away from knuckleheads and guys that have the bad juju.
It goes for both sexes, male and in terms like the dad. I think both parents are important. Period. 100%. In their own way. And so, you know, just as important a dad is for a girl, certainly it is a dad for a son as well.
Yeah, but we obviously gonna see because they're gonna keep showing us, you know what I'm saying, the life of the Kardashians. I'm sure they're gonna have a spinoff with the kids and all that. But let's take it to my favorite segment right now, Spec, man. We haven't done this in a minute, but it's called Have You Heard? I take headlines in the news and I see if my guy Spec has heard. You might have heard about this.
Let's do it, brother.
You might have heard about this one, man. It was an off-duty pilot trying to take control of a plane on Alaska Airlines. I believe it was a flight that was flying, I want to say, to San Francisco from Washington. From Washington State. Joseph Emerson, 44-year-old gentleman, was sitting in what's known as the jump seat, where I think a lot of like off-duty pilots sometimes will ride. If you're trying to catch a ride somewhere, you'll ride with the 2 working pilots that are on duty. And my man just out of nowhere, you know, they said it was regular conversation. He was just like, yo, I'm not okay. And then reached up for like some fire pull. I think it was like a fire extinguisher pull, I think, which cuts fuel off to the engine, you know, like in case there was a fire in the engine, that will stop it from feeding the fuel. And I think he kind of got it a little bit, but they kind of subdued him, so he couldn't complete it, and they were able to get it back in the position they needed it to be. You know, wrestled with him for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? He kind of calmed down. He's like, you know, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. They got him out the cockpit. He's like, you can't ride in the cockpit no more, dog. He goes like, told the flight. He was like, yo, you probably should cuff me, to the flight attendant. I think they said he went the rest of the flight without incident until I think they started landing. he tried to go for the emergency exit latch,
Uh-huh.
and a flight attendant stopped him from doing that. Also, gets on the ground, talks to the cops. Come to find out, he took mushrooms.
Oh, so they released. Okay.
Well, this is what he says
Okay.
by his own admission. So he took mushrooms 48 hours earlier. Mushrooms don't stay in your
Well,
system.
damn. Okay. That's what I was
Yeah,
about to say. 48 hours.
48
What type
hours.
of shrooms you took?
But they say sometimes the residual effects could be the same way like a hangover. You could sometimes feel maybe the depression or the letdown or the come down for like days after. But this gentleman also suffered from depression. I think he said he recently lost a friend and he was sad from it. But it was just an interesting story because when you first heard about it, you're like, what the hell going on? Every time you hear about something going on in the air, you know what I'm saying? You're like, what the hell going on? And then as more and more facts came out about this, you were like, yo, that's interesting. Like, and then I think for me, this is crazy on some synchronicity type shit. I'm interested kind of in mushrooms a little bit. Like, I'm not opposed to having an experience with mushrooms. And I was like really like doing like thinking about it and looking into it. And then this happened. I'm like, oh no. I was like, maybe I gotta stick to what I know. You know what I'm saying? But I mean that's what happens with psychedelics. You know what I'm saying? That's something you hear about. Like people have great experiences with it, and then sometimes people have pre-existing things that are triggered by doing it, and
True.
they can get stuck with it. So it is always a risk. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like. You seen Jada Pinkett doing her press tour this past week, and everybody talking about how she was bashing Will, but something that I'd seen from it was she said the use of ayahuasca was great for her. She should feel like it helped her on a healing path, but she was very careful to say it ain't for everybody, and you need to do it with a professional because it ain't just do it at your crib. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no recreational drug or nothing like that. But if I'm not mistaken, mushrooms are legal in I think Colorado, right? I want to say, and I might not be the only.
They're illegal some places.
They are most places. They're
oh,
illegal.
Okay. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that they were illegal.
Yeah, no, I want to say Colorado legalized mushrooms in the past year, and I see that spreading because there's like a microdosing is very popular. That's where you get like the small amounts, but I think they still have some great effects in terms of microdosing, so people tend to do that also. But,
but how? I mean, they sell. Obviously, there's different type of mushrooms, but they sell like. What part of the mushroom is illegal?
So
because they sell mushrooms obviously in stores.
Yeah. Well, magic mushrooms, if I'm not mistaken, comes from cow dung. It's fungus that grows on cow dung. I could be totally wrong, but don't take my word in it. But the thing inside of it is called psilocybin, right? That's the chemical.
Psychedelic.
That gives you the psychedelic effect. And basically, I think this guy said he was up for 40 hours. So he took the mushroom, must have slept for 8 hours, and then for the next 40 hours he was awake. So a doctor was saying the mix of psilocybin, his existing depression, and then the sleep deprivation was probably a perfect storm for what he experienced. But yeah, no, like there's a lot of things that where I remember as a child just thinking of mushrooms and the way we looked at it, and it just seemed crazy. And now to see like that's something that people are using as actual therapy. MDMA is another one that is a popular therapy. And
that's a therapy now.
Yeah. A lot of if you do it under the care of a doctor, you know what I'm saying, they'll get administered to you, and then they watch you and make sure they have. But a lot of people like do it like to connect with their partner. Like
what do you mean when you say connect?
Well, so let's say you had to go to couples therapy and you kind of felt like you guys were drifting away. Okay. They use it as a way to kind of. From what I hear from these experiences, they kind of take you out of this realm that we are in, and you feel more connected to nature. Like I even heard the story of the dude recently. They were doing because they were doing studies on this, and this guy was like a KKK member, and during the study they gave him MDMA, and he like left the study early or something like that, and left a note behind. He was like, "This experience has changed me." But it was really cryptic. They didn't quite know what he meant and what he didn't like go into explanation. So I think he just left, and they felt like because of the letter that they had to follow basic because he might go shoot something up or something. Like while he's talking about it changed him, and he was like, "I was a lifetime racist. I was a lifetime KKK member. Well, not lifetime, but you know what I'm saying. Most of my adult life, KKK member, and this has totally changed my outlook. I feel way more connected to just humans. Now I don't even see that stuff anymore. He's like, I see how silly that is. I see how stupid the conflicts that we have are. So it's like, I mean, it's hippie drugs. You know what I'm saying? It makes people like love each other. You know what I'm saying? But we lived in a government that had monetary reasons for wanting to keep those type of things down.
But now does he have these feelings now while off of ecstasy essentially?
I think the way he explained it is it changed him. Yeah, he hasn't gone back. Now I don't know about 3 months later, 6 months later. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But because I hear things like that. You take Molly or something like that, and then you might be riding on a wave of it for a couple months. You know?
Right, because that's what I'm saying. Like I get and then you take the drug, you connect and all of that, but then what happens once it's out your system?
I think what I hear with like ayahuasca too, and these experiences, they change you. You're not the same person you were before. Like I think Paul McCarthy or John Lennon. I want to say maybe Paul McCarthy says his life. He looks at his life as before and after taking LSD. Like it's just not the same life anymore. He was living in his mind. So you know what I mean? Like that's the scary thing with it though. I don't want anything to change me or anything like that. But I think when a lot of people take ayahuasca and maybe they'll be atheists and they'll come back and they'll be like, no, there's a God.
I'm just curious, I would love to talk to like one of these people.
We should have him on the podcast, definitely. Yeah, we should interview one of them.
You know, what was going on in your life that, you know, you felt the need and then, you know, how did that, you know, help you like really change? Because for me, it's like, okay, I go to sleep one person and then I wake up a completely different person.
Yeah, it sounds crazy, or it sounds like
it's out,
or it sounds like you might just revert back to what you were eventually, like it'll fade away.
Or was it just in your mind?
I heard things too, like, and I've heard this about ayahuasca and mushrooms, like, so for instance, let's say you have any kind of doubts about your relationship and you do it with your mate, you might come back like, yo, we're not meant to be together, but no hard feelings. Like I'm not hurt by it, she's not hurt by it. We were on this experience and it showed us where this is going. This ain't the right thing, and they'll be cool with it. You know what I'm saying? They'll be just good about it. So it's just like I think it really helps you to connect. I want to say in other cultures, obviously not in modern American culture, but in way back, I think drugs were a big part of religious experience.
For sure. I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think now we're just kind of seeing like, all right, they're looking at drugs in the sense of like the class A's and the class B's. Like, all right, we put that in there for this and that reason, but now we should reevaluate. You see with weed all over the country, and I think mushrooms are on the next wave, but it is still something you gotta be careful with. It is still something you gotta know what you're doing. Like, you can take too much of anything.
Right.
We can take too much gummies, weed gummies, and be bugging the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? So it is something you always gotta be careful. But this is one of those stories you hear about. You know what I'm saying? Where it doesn't go the way he planned. And I also think you're not supposed to really take. And I would tell anybody this with alcohol, with weed. I don't think you're supposed to take that stuff when you're really going through something. Like, I've only used substances to celebrate. And maybe, I won't say I won't use them for stress relief. I'd be lying if I said that.
Like...
You know they're a stress reliever.
Yeah.
But it's not like someone died and then I'm going to take a substance and thinking that it's going to get me back to A. It's not. You know what I'm saying? You're going to still have those feelings on you. And then now you got this other thing in your system now that could throw your whole balance off. So it definitely is something. This is one of those cautionary tales that we see. Maybe we heard about him as kids, and now we see the experience. And it could have killed 80-something people. He's charged with 83 felony counts of attempted murder, 83 counts of reckless endangerment, 1 count of endangering an aircraft. He's lucky he ain't get terrorist charges.
He better plead insanity or something, otherwise he ain't seeing the light of day.
Spet, have you heard? Now this next story, I'm not even gonna lie, I take a personal responsibility to, especially when it's black men who are discussed in the news. If you're accused of something and we make noise about it, I gotta make the same amount of noise if you get acquitted. And even if you're not acquitted, when there's news and when there's new things that we find out about the story, I gotta report it also. And this was Jonathon Majors. You remember a couple months ago, his ex-girlfriend accused him of domestic abuse of some sort.
Right.
I think he struck her. She said she accused him of striking her and choking her or something like that. She was brought in on charges this week.
Really?
Yeah, she had a desk appearance. Her name is Grace Jabari, and she was put under arrest by the NYPD after responding to a desk appearance thing. But it looks as if prosecutors are not going to move forward in her case after she was briefly put under arrest by the NYPD on Wednesday and charged with misdemeanor assault and criminal mischief.
And this is in connection with the Jonathon Majors?
I think it's the same night.
Okay.
So it's basically he say, she say. So she accused him of that. He's like, nah, she hit me. Da, da, da.
So they're going to dismiss his too then, right?
It don't sound like it. It sounds like they think his is more serious, you know what I'm saying? Or they've given her a reason to not want to. Basically, I'll read what it says. The Manhattan District Attorney Office has officially declined to prosecute the case against Grace Jabari because it lacks prosecutorial merit. The matter is now closed and sealed, said Doug Cohen, a press secretary for the prosecutor's office.
So what they arrest her for?
Probably because Jonathon Majors says I want to press charges.
Okay.
Which is crazy. Which is like just.
Well, I'm sure she in order for them to say okay, she must have had to have done something, but it doesn't.
It's not worth their time
level,
though.
right?
They don't feel like Also, I think they know in domestic disputes, maybe that's quite common for him to be like, no, she hit me. You know what I mean? So maybe that's just like to placate him. They were like, all right, we'll arrest her. But it doesn't look like the district attorney, and the district attorney and the police, they obviously working together. So
right.
Yeah. Attorneys for Jonathon Major still maintain that Grace Jabari was the aggressor during the fight, which began after Jabari saw a text message on Major's phone that said, "Wish I was kissing you right now," and tried to snatch the devices from his hands to see who sent it. Her arrest came Wednesday after 3 months. 3 months after police opened an investigation into Jabari based on a cross complaint filed by Majors. So, like I said, it's nothing really particularly interesting, but it's something I feel a personal responsibility that we gotta update you on everything that's going on with this case, because people were screaming from the rooftops when it was like, oh, Jonathon Majors going down, and I want to make sure people are screaming if he is acquitted or found innocent in this. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how it goes, but not looking great.
I mean, hopefully, he gets acquitted. That's hopefully.
We'll see what happens, man. Spec, have you heard? You ever walked into your mom ever take you to like a hair salon? Or you ever had to like drop your girl or give something to your girl in a hair salon?
Mm-hmm.
What's the first thing that you notice that like in a hair salon? Senses.
The smell.
The smell. Could be all these fine women around. Your eyes don't see them. Could be all this dope music playing. Your ears don't. But that smell.
Right.
As soon as you hear it, it's like, how would you describe it?
I mean, some places worse than others, but it's not a place that I want. Yeah, chemical.
Like a chemical smell. Yeah. It's not something you want to hang out in.
Right.
Come to find out, and I seen this earlier this month, it's something I want to discuss with you. The FDA is proposing a ban on hair relaxers with formaldehyde due to cancer concerns. So a lot of black women use what's known as hair relaxers. Something that they feel they want that appearance. They, depending on your personal preference, you like the natural look, you might want the relaxed look. What's a funny thing that I heard from, I think remember Chris Rock had the movie Good Hair?
Yep.
He did for his daughters. I want to say Paul Mooney said they call it relaxer because when you walk into a job interview like with it makes white people relax. I was like, yo, I can't hold you. That's not a bad line. But basically they're saying that there are definite links to hair relaxer and cancer.
It's crazy.
Yeah, there's a woman who's suing a company right now. I want to say maybe her name is Kylie Butler. So she remembers using them since she was 5 years old, and had to get a hysterectomy basically because of the type of cancer that she got. They said that 1.6 women who never use 1.64% of women who never use hair straighteners might develop uterine cancer or will. 1.6%. He said, and that would go by the age of 70. But for frequent users, so people who've been using hair relaxers since they were like a kid, a lot of like young girls, their parents were taking them, that risk goes up to 4.05%. So it almost triples. You know what I mean? The FDA is continuing to generate questions about the dangers of formaldehyde and the risk associated with the highly toxic chemical in hair straightening products. Well, that is crazy, bro. Like, I never really wanted to do that to my daughter's hair. It just always seemed very unnatural. Like, I don't even like using the
hot comb.
Yeah, not even. What's the one that clamps?
curling iron.
Yeah. Or the straight. There's a straightener too, right? I think that's just like a flat one. Yeah. I don't like because I'm feel like you're heating up the hair. You're like, but
well,
at
that
least,
one isn't as bad.
No, yeah, that's just physically
what
you're doing to it. This is chemical that's getting not only getting into that hair, now it's getting in their body.
Yeah,
and that's nutty, bro. And then we're really maybe not even the people that's getting it on the head. What about the people that's doing that like 3 times a day?
Well, I mean, they always wear gloves, but I mean,
but they're breathing it in.
They are breathing it in. So.
And they say, well, I mean, sometimes it gets on your skin. They say sometimes it could cause a rash. They said some of the effects of the formaldehyde could cause watery eyes, burning sensation in the eyes, nose, and throat, coughing, wheezing, nausea, and skin irritation. It could cause allergic dermatitis or itchy rash caused by direct contact with the substance. So it really is something that I never thought of like 40 years into my life. You know what I'm saying? Like that smell, you know what I'm saying, is really killing our people. And that's nutty, bro. Because I don't think they're used in other communities like that. I can't imagine Asian women use hair relaxers. I could be wrong, but I don't.
No, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, I don't.
They usually there's a black person on the box.
Yeah, I mean, it's people of color who uses.
Exactly, it's in that department of the store, the urban hair department or whatever. So you know what I'm saying? Like it's scary. It's one of those things where it's like if you don't pay attention. The government ain't gonna. I mean, now they are, but they had to like do a class action suit. That's you know what I'm saying, just to get that type of attention, bro. Is nutty, man. Thoughts and prayers to anybody out there, and really, because thoughts and prayers also to people who might have done it, use it on themselves, but even more to like people who didn't have a choice in the matter. Like they might not even wanted to do it, and their mom's like, "Nah, you ain't walking out with that nappy head." You know what I'm saying? And it's just like. Yeah, that's even worse because that sucks. You didn't have a choice in the matter. You didn't have nothing you could say, and it's affecting you as a woman right now in life. So thoughts and prayers definitely out to you, man. Spec, have you heard? There's been 2 wax figures this week that have come out, and they are looking wild. Now they both are people named Dwayne, so maybe it's a conspiracy.
I didn't see the Rock shit.
Maybe if you named Dwayne, you ain't meant to have a wax figure, or maybe they wanted to hate on you. But yeah, I'm going to show you The Rock, man. I'm going to show you The Rock. The Rock had a wax figure. This was out in France. They debuted The Rock figure at The Rock wax figure at the Grevin Museum in Paris, France. And one of the major things that people have pointed out, I'm going to just show you. You said you haven't seen it, so I think that's perfect. What do you think is the main issue when you see this picture right here, Spec?
Oh. Wow. Okay. That's crazy.
What race is The Rock? I've been wondering that for years, but this is even this has made things even more confusing.
That's flagrant right there. That's flagrant.
Somebody said they put The Rock's face on Vin Diesel.
That is flagrant.
That's wild, bro. They one of the things that The Rock said in his post about it is that his team will be contacting them in France. And one of the first things that they are going to work on is the skin tone. Somebody said it looks like The Rock hadn't seen the sun a day in his life.
Y'all got to do better, friends. Y'all got to do better.
The official quote by The Rock was, for the record, I'm going to have
that's not a mistake.
It doesn't feel like it. Feels like a whitewashing.
It's not a mistake.
It feels like they would definitely wanted history to remember The Rock as a white man.
Not a mistake.
He said, for the record, I'm going to have my team reach out to our friends at the Grevin Museum in Paris, France, so we can work at updating my wax figure hair with some important details and improvements, starting with my skin color. And next time I'm in Paris, I'll stop and have a drink with myself. And that's The Rock being The Rock. Like, I do want everyone to still like me. Kind of like he's always running for president. But he probably don't like that shit at all. You know what I'm saying? But he got to get the PC answer. You know what I mean? But you, respect the speculation. You really think that they did it, like, on purpose? Like, they thought it was just slipped through the cracks?
Dude, you don't... that it's not even like, okay, it's slightly off. Yeah. It's just completely like
they got like that white. That was the color it came, and they forgot to do it.
Left it out in the sun too long. No. It's just sat in the window no. That was on purpose.
I want to say, is this the artist? I think his name is Del. Yep. Yevs, Yves, Yevs, right? Yevs Delmanu. I mean, I probably messed his name up, but you messed The Rock up, so I can't. Right. I can't apologize. But he said, what did he say here? Hold on, I had the quote a second ago. Painting on wax is very complicated. It's a long process, like an oil painting. He explained that the artist worked on Johnson's skin texture using photographs and that the star looked different from one picture to the next. Come on now, it's 2023, dog. How you gonna take the biggest movie star in the world and be like, yo, we only got so many pictures of him?
Lies.
Yo, but next up, oh man, and then the dude who painted him, he got the same last name as me. His name is Frank Bruno. Show him painting it all, the colors looking all wrong and everything. Let's see this one of Lil Wayne, man. Respect. It's the best rapper alive, man.
Yeah, I mean, I seen this. I'm like, yeah, it's not gonna do it.
Why
I was
is
like,
forehead so big,
I first
bro?
said, I hope this ain't Madame Tussauds. Is this Madame Tussauds?
I don't think any of them are Madame Tussauds.
Okay, because I'm like, nah, that's not great work.
Because I want to say that might be overseas too. I want to say, let me see what Wheezy's response to it. But I want to say something in his response made me think that.
That one isn't as bad as The Rock, but yeah, I was, they could have did a better job.
Wheezy responded, sorry, Wax Museum, but that shit ain't me. You tried though, and I appreciate the effort.
That's an appropriate response.
Yeah, the head is too big. Even the dread. How you fuck up dreads? Man, shout out to Lil Wayne. Shout out to the Dwaynes out there, man. Show some love to the Dwaynes, man. Get they wax figures right. I do think it's gotta be hard to make a wax figure because they be messing them up a lot.
Do they? I mean,
I feel like this ain't the first time I've heard of wax
Oh
figures.
no, yeah, for sure. I've heard them getting messed up.
So I gotta be something to it, or you just be like, it's just such an arduous process. You like, yo.
With Wheezy, I'll give them the pass. Not with The Rock. That just seemed flagrant and blatant.
You ever done something and you work so long on it that you just like, yo, they gonna have to take it like this. They gonna have to take it like this, bro. Like I'ma dare them to say to complain about it. Like maybe we can slip this through the cracks. You know what I'm saying? I seen something the other day. Sidebar. It was they you know how you I guess a museum will contract a painter or artist to do a piece.
Right.
And I want to say, I'm messing the facts up here, but I want to say it was supposed to be like a piece that was a representation about like hunger or poverty. Something like that, right? Like just people doing without. And the artist returned just 2 blank canvases. It was like, boom, that's that's hunger right there, baby. And they are suing the shit out of him right now. But he might have a case. What makes it art? You know what I'm saying?
There's something called abstract art. You know what I'm saying?
If you didn't put in the contract that I have to put paint strokes to canvas, guess what? This is hunger, baby. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You got nothing in your belly. What the fuck? That's what this represents.
Ribs is touching, nigga.
That's crazy.
These artists out here, man, they getting out of hand, man. Spec, before we get up out of here, man, I got a couple more for you. But something I saw that caught my attention and something that I want to talk about here because we got this platform here at Perfect Talk Podcast. Have you heard California created a new law with an alert system to find missing black youth and women? As you know, black kids and women go missing in this country, and it's one of the higher numbers of unsolved missing person cases.
Right.
Don't get the Amber Alert attention typically. Don't get the news media attention the same way that some missing some of their missing counterparts of different races. So California has created something known as the Ebony Alert that will contact.
California always leading the way.
They really are, right? As much as they be getting that Newsom, you know what I'm saying? Like he be doing some things, but I don't hate this. It's for finding youth and women, black youth and women between the ages of 12 and 25, which I wish that age range was a little bit further on both sides. Right. I wish it went, as young as young kids. Because I don't think I've ever seen a black Amber Alert. In fact, remember that young girl that was missing up here a couple of weeks ago? I think that might have been like the first or second time my phone has ever given me an Amber Alert. And it was twice that day that it did that. So
in life?
I want to say, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I want to say, yeah. But this is called. See, now it makes it feel like the names are weird now. Because I want to say when there's an old person's missing, I think it's called a Silver Alert. Okay. I want to look that up. But this is called the Ebony Alert, and I didn't like that. That was the only beef I had with it. Ebony Alert, like we couldn't come up with nothing.
You think of porn?
Well, no, until you said that, but now you meant that is the only place I ever hear that category be referenced. You are 100% right, Spec. I did not even think it made me feel just like y'all couldn't do nothing better, but then I was like,
but Amber sounds like a white girl.
A white girl, so I was like, they can't do a Keisha alert.
Keisha alert.
Because that sounds racist.
It does.
So it's like,
I don't know, like, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah,
with the name of the alert.
Because I thought Ebony was like, damn, this is the best they could do. They got to NAACP it, take it back to old. But then you said the point, and I'm like, you right, you right about that, man. But no, I got to, like you said, give props to California, give props to anything that could find missing black youth and women in this country, because it's something that we had a spotlight on it a couple months ago with the Carly
something fucked it up.
Yep. I want to say Carly Richardson, but I think I'm messing her last name up. But I'm a flash her face on the screen right now. Y'all remember she was smiling in the mugshot. She faked like she was missing for a couple days. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So. Yeah, Carly. We remember Carlitha or whatever your name is. We remember you. You know what I'm saying? But that was messed up.
Oh, she got sentenced to jail time too, right?
I know that. I don't know if she actually got jail time.
I didn't keep up with the sentencing. Yeah, I'm almost certain they did give her not crazy time, but
Carly Russell. That was
Carly Russell.
I'm about to look it up, man.
I believe she did get like a little bit of time in jail. Hope I ain't making shit up.
They said the judge recommends 1 year in jail, but I don't. That was of October 11th. So she's found guilty. I don't think they sentenced her yet. She's gonna have to pay $18,000 in restitution though.
18? Damn, she's gonna be working for a while.
That is crazy. She's wrestled to pay $831 for each misdemeanor charge, as well as over $17,000 in restitution. She's facing up to a year in jail on charges. So I don't think they sentenced her yet. It looks like that was 2 weeks ago. So they'll probably give her a year, probably less than that though. I can't imagine. Let me see the other thing. Silver Alert, I want to say it is. That I've seen. That when an old person's missing, like I've seen that on the highway. Like they'll say their age and the car that they were driving or something like that.
Right.
Yep, that's when a person is missing and they might suffer from Alzheimer's disease, dementia, or other things. So yeah, once again, shout to California. Now, I was thinking with the Carly Russell thing too, because she's smiling in her mugshot, and now she got to do that time. That Trump lawyer was smiling in her mugshot. I don't know if you've seen it in Georgia, the white one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she just pled this week too. She took a little plea deal.
Yeah, it's not looking good. Quite a few people have taken plea deals.
They caving. They caving, man. Before we get out of here, Spec, have you heard? Actually, this is more so things I've seen on the internet, man. I gotta play the audio for you. Let me see if I can find it here. But it's my man Michael Irvin, right? He's on what is he on now? Undisputed, is it called?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, with Skip Bayless, right? It was the one that Shannon was on. I want to say.
Yep.
Yeah. So Michael Irvin, he's one of the hosts that have come on there. I think Richard Sherman's on there. Lil Wayne appears on there sometimes. He was talking about his son, and I think they were doing it in like a reference to the John Morant situation going on, and just not everything that John Morant's been facing the past couple months. And Michael Irvin was basically saying how kids nowadays, no matter where they come from, whatever background, they just want to emulate this street lifestyle. But he was using his son as an example. Now his son is a rapper.
Okay.
And I'll play the audio for you. We'll talk about it afterwards.
I got a son. He raps. His rap name is Tut Tarantino. If you ever listen to some of his raps, I'm like, oh my God, where does this come from, son? You grew up in a gated community your whole life, but he's rapping my life because we romanticize and fantasize about that old thug life, ghetto life, and all of that stuff. When we used to work to get away from it, now we've gotten to a place somehow we're running back towards it in the music and everything.
All right, so that was him talking about his son. So now you want to hear what his son is spitting?
Okay.
Let's see what Tut Tarantino bringing to the table.
When I touch me a meal, I'm still gonna be hungry. Still in the streets, still making that money. I don't want death, I'm thinking it's funny. No, I can't hear this shit, I'm the cut. I'm the new foreign car, this shit cost me a con. Right, making plays with my nut like I'm running. Thinking it's top off my night down. This packs I've been moving, they calling me Bob. I just in cages to bring in the cargo. I'm getting so much boy, this shit ain't fair. While run with them racks, I'm letting it there. I'm running my check all the way in the air. This money on me, I think I would've.
It's not that different than what a lot of these artists are putting out nowadays.
No, it sounds like it.
So the fact that it's Pops put him on blast like that.
Well, I mean, because he said, you grew up in a gated community. What you talking about right now?
So speculation, because we would have never played Tut Tarantino on this podcast if Michael Irvin didn't bring him up. So good publicity or bad publicity? That Pops?
Well, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Oh, all right.
There's no such thing.
So Tut Tarantino.
Because Tut done got some views now.
You gonna take them spins? He gonna take.
So,
He like, damn, Pop, this how you gotta shout me out, man. You got that platform. You could.
after that, people gonna listen to him now.
Yeah, he got a fan. He definitely is somebody out there who ain't know about him that will now go through the catalog and
everybody ain't gonna know that he Michael Irvin's son. And so if you just listening to the music, it sounds just like all the other stuff. So all he got to do is make one hot song.
That's the bad part about rap, right? It's like it's supposed to have this backdrop of thug, you know what I mean? And it is a dangerous job. Rappers die,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, all the time. But you know what I mean? I wish we lived in a world where he could just embrace who he is, a rich kid, but still be able to make music. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear what you're saying. Yeah,
It's a lack of creativity where it's like now I have to take on a different lifestyle. There's probably people who like Diddy's son. Probably people who would love to be the son of a billionaire, son of a millionaire. So embrace that. You know what I'm saying? But like we got to make it sound like the game.
Right. I don't know that I want to hear that. Like, what you gonna?
I don't know. I don't have an example of it to think whether it'd be. Good
Well,
or bad,
no. Let me take that back because it can work. You just have to be talented, right? You
Talent outweighs everything. Yeah.
Right. You can't just go spit. If you're not gonna come with no street, stuff, then you're gonna have to. Because you're gonna be talking about, women or men if you like that, the money, your lifestyle. Those going to be the three things that you rap about. And so if you're nice enough, you can make it all sound entertaining enough without all the street stuff.
I want to say I want to, but I don't got the example of it, like you said, to really bring it. Because you know what I think all the time is like he's gonna get into like beef, and they're gonna be like his real name is Clarence, and Clarence got both his parents, and
so
they had a real
here's
good
the
marriage.
perfect example. I'll use Aubrey.
Oh, you're right. And he's the biggest rapper in the game. Yeah,
he's a rapper.
Go ahead.
And he will. Every now and again. At the end of the day, you don't have to have grown up in the hood to, okay, you are a man, so you can talk about, don't test me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I will bust your ass. That has nothing to do with
universal.
street.
That's universal.
Right.
That happens in the suburbs.
So there is stuff. There is content. You don't have to resort to the streets. But you're gonna have to be talented if you ain't gonna be talking about shoot 'em up, bang bang stuff.
You just made a really good point. What I think works for Drake is he's always embraced himself in the sense of
he's not afraid to clown himself.
Not afraid at all.
Like that.
He could get on stage and be a little goofy, but it works, and that makes it. Oh, he's kind of more like us, I think, for a lot of people. Like, oh damn, we
relatable.
Could do that. Yeah, 100%. And so when he does spit something, maybe a little bit more gangster, maybe something like, come on, you ain't doing that. We don't mind it. Because you've already shown us who you are.
Right.
You know, if that makes
and I also don't mind it because I know, like, he'll spit that, but I know he's not the one. He has people around him. And so, as far as I'm concerned, when you are the boss, so he is the boss because he's the breadwinner, right? You can talk as if this is me. I'm doing this to you. It's not technically me, but my people are me. And so, you cross me, you gonna get your ass bust.
Chill out, young thug. That's how Jeffrey got caught up, man. Tarantino, I was about to say follow Spec's advice, but do not, actually. Embrace your lifestyle type, or become Drake. That's my advice, man. Yo, Spec, that is another episode in the books, my brother. Where can my people find you out on social media?
Nowhere.
Cannot find Spec.
Nowhere.
But you can find your boy, DJ Playboy, on X at DJ Playboy. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram at Plickapeezy, PLICCAPEEZY. follow Perfect Talk on Instagram at Perfect Talk Radio, and check out the website www.perfecttalkpodcast.com. A lot of big things coming in the new year, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to get it popping for y'all right there. Every episode of Perfect Talk Podcast is also available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, wherever, YouTube, the big one, you know what I'm saying? Like, hit that follow button, spec what they got to do.
Ooh. Make sure you smash that like button, people.
You know what I'm saying? And that subscribe button, all of that, you know what I'm saying? You heard it from Macho Man Randy Savage himself. You know what I'm saying? Yo, check us out. We doing big things, man. Make sure you hop in the comments. Make sure you show some love. Actually, hold on. I got a comment for y'all. I told y'all I was going to showcase a comment.
Let us know what you think, people.
Yeah, hop in the comments. Let me see. Somebody made a comment I seen. I was like, I want to shine some light on that, man. It was on the last episode that we had dropped. Comment from Paige Foster 8396. Paige Foster 8396 said, "Congrats on your daughter's achievement." Because I was talking about how young Marissa got 8th place in that track event that she had did. So she said, "Congrats on your daughter's achievement. You made the important points. I happen to agree with you about Khaled and Drake regarding the comparison with Tupac. I mean, think of who his mom is. He was raised by example, at least to speak up." And this was on the episode I had spoken about Drake and Khaled not speaking about the conflict in Israel. So, you know what I mean? Y'all can go check that out right here. You know what I mean? Go check that out on YouTube if you want to go. And hop in the comments. Let us know what you think. And should they say something? Are they allowed to be quiet? You know what I mean? I want to know how y'all feel. So go check that out. And Spec, NBA's back, man. You been checking out any?
Yes, sir. Been watching all them games.
I know you ain't watching no West Coast game. You staying up for them West Coast?
I tried. I was asleep by the second quarter.
You did what you could do, man. Who you think is taking it this year? Who's your early picks? Too early?
It's too early.
Too early to tell. We just enjoying it, man. I'm rocking out football season heavy. You know what I'm saying? It's been great. It's an exciting season so far. We almost halfway through it. If we're not at the halfway point right now, it's flying by. It's gonna be Usher on stage before we know it. You excited for that halftime show? I don't think I spoke to you about that.
Yeah. I always looking forward to a hip hop artist getting the chance to perform and be on that stage.
I think anybody not excited for Usher just is not from that era, but he's gonna convert a lot of fans. I think so. Something that we gonna want to see. And yeah, man, yo, I had a long week. I am ready to end it. Let's
TGIF, people.
Spec, we up out of here. Let's go enjoy it. The weekend, whatever y'all about to get into, go enjoy it, man. And we up out of here, man. Peace. Oh, happy Halloween too.
Yes, happy Halloween.
Tell him like Macho Man. Hit him with the sunglasses one more time, bro. Cream of the crowd.
Happy Halloween, people.
Sounded like Chris Rock. Happy Halloween. Yo, happy Halloween. We up out of here, man. Peace. Spread love is the Brooklyn way, man. We up out of here.